Oh, I had to go and grab my coffee before we started Sweet and Sour. Yeah, we're still in the age of the coronavirus right around the world. The scourge that befalls us. So we're choosing not to be in the studio. We're still choosing to Zoom from home. Joining us tonight on the Zoom, we've got Bid, our terrific mate who's in Esperance, Western Australia. He'll be Zooming in. Julie Kay Darby, we haven't seen for ages. She's terrific. She's back on the panel with us, so to speak. Dr. Kath is with us. And finally, our old stalwart mate, good fun panellist, Harry. Oh yes, Harry Bozin's back in the studio as well. And the issues tonight, goodness me. Here we are in the age of Corona, and the mum writes in. She has a gay daughter. Nothing wrong with that, but the gay daughter is a gold digger. So what's wrong with that? She's not only a gold digger, she's a partner hopper. Mum writes in to try and work out what she should do with her daughter. Rio Tinto has blown up a 46,000-year-old Indigenous, exceptionally valuable archaeological Indigenous site, and there have been no repercussions except the CEO saying sorry. So does that set a precedent for every other mining company to do similarly? We ask our panellists. And finally, ethics in relationships. Is it a time of anything goes? And perhaps because she's going out with two men, neither of them know, and she's very happy. I don't know who writes in. Must be the mum. Again, mums write in. They're looking after us. Sit back, grab your cuppa. I already have. I'm ready to go. That's a Robert Timms. I like Robert Timms. I don't know why. I like my good coffees as well. But Robert Timms will do perfectly. So sit back and enjoy. Sweet and Sour coming to you via Zoom tonight. Thanks for joining me.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
How's about some chili?
It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Yeah.
I've got my glasses off, but I can't see. I can't do my background. Why can't I have a background?
For goodness sake. Welcome to Sweet and Sour, everyone. While Julie works out her background, you can have a background too. Lovely to have your company. Say hello to Julie. Hello, Julie.
Hello, how are you?
It's
been a long time.
It has been a long time. You well?
I'm well. I'm very well.
Okay.
Very well.
And your beautiful mum? How's she doing?
My beautiful mum, yeah, she's getting there. She's getting there. She's still beautiful.
Good on you. Give her my love. Dr. Kath, what a
Hello.
fan. I'm talking to you and you've decided to go and grab a coffee right now. Everybody else at home has done the same thing. That's okay.
No, I thought I put together another light because I had unbalanced lighting. It's very important to be balanced.
Don't worry, you look sensational. Look at the colour of your room. That is exquisite.
Thank you. I've had it like this for 5 years and I don't want to change it. I just love it. I love coming to work.
Does not need an update. H, where are you?
Just on relaxing on the beach, taking this call while I can.
Well, it's storming out my front door, so I don't know where you might be at this moment, but I'd rather be there. Nice to have you, mate. Listen,
I'm worried about global warming and H.
Hello, Bid.
Yeah, hello. I'm sorry, H, but I'm worried about you, mate. The sea level has risen.
I'm just shrinking with age. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Harry.
Yes.
I hope it's okay. I've invited my bear along. It's a 5 foot high stuffed bear.
What colour is it?
I should probably say I invited Beyonce as well.
Oh,
that's okay.
Julie, who did you invite?
Oh, no one. I'm just here. I'm a loser on my own. I hope.
You and me together, mate. That's okay. Yeah. Harry, the market, what's it doing?
Well,
it's
I
panicking.
think that no, things are going to steady down a bit. I think we're going to see holding pattern at the moment. I think everything was starting to pick up and get a bit of momentum. Then all of a sudden, Victoria has had a bit of an outbreak. and the news is saying that we've had the biggest day in corona outbreak in a very long time, but they're all saying it's more testing. So I just think there's a bit of caution out there. We had a little bit of a jump 2 or 3 weeks ago, but now things are just calmed down again. But obviously with the federal government grant, the state government grant, I mean, it's just been a great time to buy property, that's for sure.
What happens in September when all the grants and all the job keepers and job seekers disappear entirely? Because I'm going,
That's a very good question, and I think we will see what happens. It will probably be extended. I think they may have to make the landing a bit softer.
Okay. Well, I just hope we're all okay. That's all. We're lucky we live in an island, and we'll be fine. We're all in WA. Every one of the participants today is in WA, so we're all lucky. Here we go, sweet and sour, ready to go? Everybody, close. Yep. All right, here we go. Dear panelists, right to Danica from St Kilda in Victoria. Dear panelists, my 30-year-old daughter is attracted to powerful women. Yes, she's a lesbian. To be more to the point, she's attracted to other women who she thinks are powerful. She does anything for them, and they invariably use, abuse, and dump her in that order. I need to help her because she can't help herself. I don't know what this lure is, and I'm not sure if it has something to do with her coming out at the age of 14, encouraged to do so by a very strong auntie of hers, my sister-in-law. Perhaps she fits into that mould where young girls blindly gravitate to partners perceived to be moneyed and powerful. If I can understand the lure, I may be able to open her eyes to the truth that the best catches are those who have strong characters rather than those who seek to control others through the acquisition of power. I must say it's not money so much that she chases, it's those women who are in the top positions. I've seen her ladder hop and drop her current partner to get to the top. Gosh, I have problems understanding hetero relationships, and now I need to be across so much more to be of help to my daughter. Are gay people any different to hetero people in this regard? As I said, Danica of St Kilda in Victoria. Harry, first up to you, sir. What happened to the
She's 30. She's 30 years old. Let her go. Let her make her own decisions. I mean, doesn't matter. Gay, straight, whatever the case is, everybody's entitled to make their own decision. If she's gravitating to people like this that are strong role models for her, then life will give her experience. And from that, she'll be able to make better decisions in the future.
So for you, it's all about the acquisition of the experience.
I think that, one of the things that with life's a contact sport. I think that you are the sum total of what you've experienced. And I think if you take experience away from somebody, you're actually rescuing them before anything could possibly happen, where really the best thing is to experience life and then make your own decisions from there. That was a good decision. That was a bad decision. I will do it again. I won't do it again. But putting someone in a cocoon and wrapping them up saying, I want you to behave the way I expect you to behave, is taking away the wonderful experience of being human.
All right. Julie, you're always going to be a mum though, and there's an element of behaviour there that's very questionable, and we always talk about those sort of people who are chasing the dollar rather than the person. What's your view on this one?
I'm in agreement with Harry on this one. I mean, I have 2 grown-up children, and I try to change their minds on things that I know are going to end in tears, but it doesn't work. As far as gay, heterosexual, I think it makes no difference. She is attracted to people who are powerful, as are many people. I mean, that's a very attractive trait, and I don't think her mother is going to have just let her do what she has to do. And I agree with Harry when he says she will learn from her mistakes. Just be there when she falls, because she will. She'll get her heart broken, and she obviously has a few times already. How many more times? Who knows? But just love her. She's your daughter. I'm saying this, but I do it. I know I do it on a daily basis. And I should practice what I preach, but I'm not. And it's hard. It's hard to see them making these mistakes. But you're going to have to just be a mum, love her, and let her make these mistakes.
But that's part of being a mum. I mean, you offer the little gems here and there, whether they're picked up or not is another thing. Dr. Kath, why is it that people gravitate to the rich and powerful?
I think there's an evolutionary perspective to that. You know, really our brains, especially our emotional center, focuses on three things: survival, feeling good as much as possible, and avoiding pain. And really powerful people right now can provide you that protection, monetary safety, et cetera, et cetera. So there is some evolutionary evidence to support this. My question, though, is really towards the mom, because I see this within my private patients and my students within my courses, is that moms are typically more concerned about what other people think of them as a mother figure. Are they doing a good job? What are they not doing right? So they're more concerned about, oh God, like what are people going to think of me if my kid is not doing what is socially acceptable? And so that's just a bit of a litmus test to balance. Like, are you actually concerned about your daughter, or are you actually concerned about what other people think about you? And it's a very precarious gray area between the two.
Ben, final word on this one.
Look, good judgment comes from experience. Unfortunately, experience often comes from bad judgment. So let her live her life. Stop micromanaging it. You say she's attracted to powerful women. Gosh, I wonder where that could have come from. You've already identified two strong women in her life. You telling her how to be in the world at 30, and your sister-in-law perhaps influencing an impressionable 14-year-old. Maybe that's where she learned to be grasping and people-pleasing. One final question: who's more needy, the sad social climber or the moneyed and powerful person who apparently needs that adulation of some sort of fawning acolyte and needs the power to abuse and dump them? Leave her alone. Let her learn her own lessons.
Ooh, interesting questions.
Brilliant.
We asked our viewers at home to answer a social media question for us. Travis, where are you, sir? Come on in.
Trav.
What did we ask our people at home?
We asked, are relationship issues for people in the gay community the same as those in the hetero community?
And the answers?
And 41% said yes, and 59% said no.
Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. Because 41, you know, 40 and 60, as they go on Sweet and Sour, 40 and 60 suggest that there is a difference, and a significant difference. When you get closer, it's not an issue. All right, moving straight along. Thank you, Travis. We'll see you a little bit later on with the answers to our next social media question. And here we go. Hello, Sweet and Sour. This one's called Guy Fawkes' Legacy. I always thought that Aussies are pretty good and fair. We backed ScoMo when he asked us to stay at home and isolate, and he's done a pretty good job of keeping Australia pretty COVID-19 safe. We gave Mark McGowan ongoing applause when he kept our borders closed. Yet both of these leaders did and said very little and have done bugger all regarding Rio Tinto's act of criminal destruction in exploding the caves that contained artefacts of our Indigenous people dating back 46,000 years. It was huge news, and everyone agreed that it was completely wrong, but nothing has been done to ensure that it never happens again. If anything, mining companies have been encouraged to do it again, since it seems a simple apology by the Rio Tinto CEO was all that was required, and now it's business as usual. I've not heard about it on the news since. What I have heard is that a Chinese mining company is about to do exactly the same in Australia with a similarly culturally valuable site. Am I the only one who thinks this is appalling? Am I out of step to think that our Indigenous heritage is of immense significance to all of us? I say we Aussies are pretty good and fair, but just maybe we're simply happy to go along with anything and we're blasé about everything. It comes to us from Christy of City Beach in WA. First up, Bid, what's going on here?
Ooh, look, I haven't heard the Chinese speculation. I'm reluctant to get into that. Harry's the money dude, he may know. But look, for the longest time in Australia, we have depended disproportionately on the income from, defined our state and national identity by, allowed massive tax loopholes for, and looked the other way at some work practices we knew were unhealthy, if not downright dangerous. We've done it for a select group of corporate wide boys, notably but not exclusively mining giants and media barons. So are we really, really surprised when they push the envelope and then say, sorry, but yeah, not really sorry. I'm not going to name them, but remember the entitled behaviour of a couple of industry titans during the pandemic who didn't seem to care about lockdown rules. So yeah, Christy, we and the governments we've elected have just shone this behaviour, waved it through as the price of doing business forever. So yeah, I think we are. We're reaping what we sow. Play dumb games, win dumb prizes.
Dr. Kath?
I think this is complicated simply because we don't have all the information, especially when it comes to money and power. What we see is not necessarily always what we get. And the similar thing comes up within the body image and body confidence industry. You know, there's so many people that want to see change, but when there's money to be made and you have decision A, decision B, you're going to choose the money because you want to be protected. And choosing B means you don't have the money, you're not protected, you don't get the house, the car, the this and that. And that's the challenging part with these kinds of debates, is as soon as you throw money in the mix, things get very complicated, very complicated.
Okay, Julie, what's your perspective on this?
Okay, so I did a bit of reading about this because I have to say I was in the dark and
Did you know it happened though? Do you remember when it was on the news?
Absolutely, I do, but I have to say, yep, I may have been a bit blasé, but having read through what actually happened, it's all very well to say that they blew up this cave, and they did, and it was obviously an incredibly important sacred site, but it's not as simple as that because, and I'm not condoning what they did on any level, but they did it legally. They were granted permission in 2013. I'm not saying that's right. They also funded a documentary with the local people, the PKKP, that's an acronym for the very long names of the tribes that live there. And you know, yes, the people did voice their opinion about it being very sad that it was going to be blown up. But I mean, why would they you know, be part of a documentary saying we're really sad this is going to go? Why was it not brought up back then? You know, I find it really quite strange that we're now saying, oh wow, they did this. And as far as I can see, the people only came forward, you know, a couple of weeks before they were going to do it. But they've known for years that it was going to happen. So I'm not 100% sure why it took so long to kind of bring it to our attention. They, you know, I feel now, yeah, we're all up in arms about it, but you can't take it back. It's already been done. It has negatively impacted on Rio Tinto, not only just their reputation, but financially. And they are up for some kind of, I think it's copper mining or something somewhere in Arizona or somewhere in the States. And of course, their Indigenous people will be looking at this saying, well, that's terrible. You know, we don't trust this company. So to say that, you know, he's apologised and that's it and business is back to normal isn't actually quite true as far as the reading that I've done.
To some degree, I'm with you because I could not understand that this didn't cascade into something much larger before it happened. And then to hear it play out, when it got to Ken Wyatt's office, he didn't walk across to Susan Lee's office and say, you've got to stop this. He said, you've got to ring Susan Lee.
Yeah.
And I just went, well, if he's not going to, who else is going to actually flag this?
Exactly.
Everyone's responsible along the way. It was just ridiculous. H, final word on this?
I think there's just a catastrophic failure in the process through the approval to where it actually got to.
How it got to approvals and how it got, you know, legal acceptance. Our laws are behind, that's all.
Yep. And I think given if we were in a normal news cycle, not the cycle we're in at the moment, I think this would be getting a lot more airplay than what it is. But there's just, as she said, not heard about it, not got the update. There's so much other stuff going on as far as a news cycle is concerned. I think that if this was in a normal news cycle environment, we would be hearing a lot more about it. It is appalling. It shouldn't have happened. It has happened. So what we need to do is we need to correct and make adjustments so it doesn't happen again in the future. Because, you know, we can't afford to just blow up our heritage.
I hope that's what's happening. I don't know. Travis, where are you, sir? Are you there? There he is. He's coming in now. What question did we ask our people at home?
We asked our Facebook fans, do you believe Rio Tinto's destruction of the 46,000-year-old Indigenous heritage site without penalty sets a dangerous precedent for other companies to do similar?
And
80% said yes, with 20% saying no.
Well, it does. If we don't do anything to correct that path, I'm with them. I think it does.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got a long road to go.
Very good.
How vigilant we can all be. Moving right along to our final letter of the night. Double Jeopardy, this one's called. Hi, Sweet and Sour. Jules, you're on notice. You're first up on this one. I'd like to think I have good ethics in getting better. I don't know what I can say to someone like my sister, who I feel is just a user of people. She's going out with 2 guys at the moment. Neither knows of the other's existence, and she keeps telling me that she doesn't know which one she likes in preference. It's awful. And I certainly would not like to be one of the guys who both seem very nice and whom I met before she told me she was dating them concurrently. So here I am having this discreet conversation with my mum without revealing to her who I'm talking about. And if she knew it was her daughter, I know she'd just die. When I noticed the TV program The Bachelorette is playing on the telly in the background, and sure enough, there's this female character at the centre of it all, kissing away with numerous men, and it struck me that this disgusting behaviour is being normalised by these TV shows. How do I convince my sister that her obligation, and everyone's for that matter, is to be honest and fair with others and not lead anyone on, when here it is, this top-rating, highly promoted TV show promoting gutter ethics? What chance has the world got when the advertisers and multinational corporations are promoting love as a consumable and disposable? How do we get people like my sister to be mindful of their proper obligations to other human beings? And it comes to us from Sienna of Maroubra in New South Wales, Jules. It's awful. Dog eat dog. I can have a dog. I can have a string. It doesn't matter, and I don't have to tell anybody anything.
Yep. I personally cannot bear The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. My daughter watches it, and I just find it just appalling. I really do. But, you know, it gets good ratings, and obviously people like watching that sort of gutter TV. As far as your sister's going, she's got 2 guys on the go. You know what? She's going to get found out. I don't know why you're too worried about it. They're all adults. She's obviously, you know, having a great time. They probably are. They're all going to find out. She'll probably be left with no one. She'll get her, you know, just desserts.
It always comes back. It always comes back.
So don't worry about it. I'm sure you've got other problems to worry about. You know, your sister's love life has got to be down the bottom of your list. I wouldn't worry too much about it at all. Let her go.
Bid, is she worried about the sister's love life, or is she worried about her sister's ethics?
Yeah, both, I think. You can't live your sister's life that way. Madness lies, and you can't protect those around her. That's their job. But look, I'm totally with you on that particular genre of TV shows. It seems to me they're predicated on the very worst of human emotions that we all have: greed, winning at all costs, conflict, backstabbing, any and all of the various sexual permutations, no holds barred. I thought immediately of what H.L. Mencken said: we're never too busy for the misfortunes of others. And I think that explains the sort of weird voyeuristic viewing we have. But what does it say about us that we care about what Jill or Joe Schmo from Palookaville cooks or renovates or can survive, who they date or who they're bonking or even who they dance with? Are our own lives that pathetic, you know? I don't get it. But yeah, look, I guess, Sienna, I agree with you. I've said it on the show before. Ethics and morals are like knickers. When you drop them, that's when you're really stuffed.
H, do you like The Bachelorette and The Bachelor?
Oh, no. I usually watch Gator Country. I'm a bit more civilised. So
What is it?
Gator Country.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't watched Gator Country. You haven't lived. Catching alligators, man. It's exciting.
Uh-huh. I believe you, mate.
Oh, look, Sienna, you just got to let it go. I mean, if this was a guy dating 2 girls, we'd be going, yeah. But, you know, it's...
It's a shocker.
What can I say? Look, really, it's her choices, her world. I mean, if she wants to do that, sooner or later, everybody gets caught. Sooner or later, the card comes up, you'll get caught, and then she's going to have to deal with it. And, you know, she is your sister. You need to accept her for everything she is and everything she's not, and just move on. And as for your mum and Bachelorette, maybe convince your mum to go on the show.
Dr. Kath, is that our mistake? We don't actually speak up where we see bad ethics and we let it flourish?
Oh, that is a loaded question.
Meant to be.
Yeah, it's difficult because if you get back to what Bid was saying, there's this comparison theory where oftentimes we are voyeurs of other people's behavior to make us feel better about ourselves. So we say, we start watching the TV show thinking about our life and saying to ourselves, wow, we really are a bit screwed up. But then we watch this TV show and we're like, hey, we're not that bad after all. So it makes us feel better about ourselves. But then it comes back to, again, this show is making a heck of a lot of money. So it's like all these three questions are, if it wasn't going to make money and hit all these ratings, we wouldn't be watching it. That's the thing. And it's like Harry was saying, if it was a guy dating two girls, it would be whoop whoop. But just because it's a woman.
Isn't that something we have to get rid of, though?
The moral thing is that the two guys don't know.
That's right.
If she were to say, hey, listen, I'm dating a couple of guys, just so you know, then everything's kosher. It's the secrecy behind it and the manipulation. That's where it gets a bit
messy.
Travis,
messy.
Where are you, sir? Here he comes.
Yeah, I'm here.
What did we ask our people at home?
We asked on your say, have we reached an age where anything goes in relationship politics? And this one was really close. 48% yes, 52% no.
Wow.
Well, my reading is then anything goes, because when you get something like that, you've got half the population going, yep, and the other population going, well, I haven't yet, but that's interesting. Dangerous. Who knows where we're going to be in 5 years, and who knows what this change will have brought. Do you think it's going to bring a change for the better, Jules? COVID-19, after effects.
So I see changes for the better. I work in schools, and speaking to the kids, and what they really appreciated about lockdown was really simple things. Nothing materialistic. It was all about time spent with the family and bike riding, and I really hope that some of that sticks. I think we can. If we can hold on to some of that, I think it'd be a wonderful change.
H, what's your take on where we're going to be after this? Some benefits?
I just think,
socially?
look, I think one of the big benefits is we went from print to audio and now video. So video has become so much more than what it was before, and people are communicating a lot more with video, and in that process, they're actually seeing the emotion, feeling the emotion from the person, not just hearing them on the phone, but actually can see quite a lot of different things. We've noticed that people are far more open to communicating on video than on the phone. And we're finding that also even telephone traffic, there seems to be a lot more gentleness in the telephone traffic as well. Everyone feels a little bit more connected.
That's lovely. I must tell you, what I really love is shaking hands with the elbow now. Initially it was, this is strange, and sorry, that's my habit. But now, even today early, everyone that came in was doing the elbow thing, and I thought it's really lovely. It's a new way of communicating, and because it's novel, it's also a little bit of a bond. It was really nice, rather than the standard old handshake that you offer to everybody. Bid, in Esperance, what's happening there? Are people?
Oh, look, we're blessed. It really is paradise here. No cases. Can I just quickly address that? I would love to think that we'd change, and intellectually, there's so many logical reasons for us to change. But I think we're actually emotional, spiritual beings who happen to have intellect, not intellectual beings who happen to have emotions. And so we'll probably go back to the way we were once we are quote unquote safe again.
I
So I just think that's who we are. I don't mean that in a pessimistic way. I just think that's who we are. We're governed by our emotions, and then we tend to justify logically. And I think once the pressure is off, maybe we'll go back to that. Ask the bear, though.
And we just did. He barked twice.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Dr. Kath, what's your view on where we'll be?
I would love to be optimistic, but this whole Black Lives Matters is perfect example that we are not learning from history. Things are happening over and over and over again, and we keep on saying, "Oops, gosh, it happened again." It's like a Britney Spears song. And so while I'm crossing my fingers that we all stay emotionally connected and so forth, I think evidence has shown that we're going to revert back to, unfortunately, the yucky part.
One of the good things is that we might revert back to studio presentations rather than Zoom presentations, but that's a long way off. But until then, Julie, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's been
Terrific
lovely.
to see you again. Harry, always good to see you.
I love the European handshake. Hey.
It's the hand. Bid well in Esperance, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Say hello to the beautiful Mary for us as well.
Will do.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Dr. Kath, always a terrific pleasure. And that is a fantastic room, by the way, too.
Oh.
Thank you, Beyonce, and I have loved this experience.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Travis.
Thanks, Trav.
Thank you, Trav. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Join us next week for another edition of Zoom. Sweet. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's it, Dick. That's it.
It's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on